I'm Sifu Lamar Davis II. I would like to welcome you to Volume 13 of the Junfan Jeet Kune Do Complete Instructional Video Series. The title of this tape is Grappling, Counter-Grappling. Well, what I would like to do at first is explain to you just what is grappling, counter-grappling. Okay, in this particular martial art, Bruce Lee's fighting method, we teach 4 basic ranges of combat. Okay, these ranges are kicking, punching or hand range, trapping, and grappling. So grappling is the final range that you arrive at when engaged in combat with an opponent. Grappling movements involve holds, throws, locks, chokes, strangles, takedowns, things of this nature. Okay, now one thing that I want to explain to you right off is the way that we grapple and counter-grapple. It's completely different from what you might expect or what you may see in some arts such as judo, jiu-jitsu, or aikido. Although the movements are somewhat resemblant to some of the techniques that you'll see in those particular arts, and in some instances probably almost exactly the same, in Junfan Jeet Kune Do, we prefer not to go to the ground with an opponent. Not that this will not occur, because the chances are that it could occur. So in our training, we do a certain amount of combative movement from the ground, but we prefer to stay up on our feet. It is our belief that when you go to the ground, you are immediately weak in your structural position, especially if your opponent has other partners, other people that are there that are willing to assist him or help him to inflict physical damage upon you. So it's better to stay on the feet, to stay mobile, and to be prepared to react to whatever may come, and do so keeping in mind that if at all possible you want to avoid going to the ground. Okay? Another reason that we prefer not to go to the ground is because most of the time when you engage in some type of physical conflict with someone, you are in an environment that would make it very uncomfortable, very potentially hazardous for you to go to the ground. For instance, if you're on the street or in an alleyway, in a parking lot, oftentimes you'll find pieces of glass, rusty nail, a piece of metal, sharp stone, just about anything that could inflict a lot of damage to you if you were to go to the ground and your body weight were to come to rest on one of these sharp objects or one of these physically damaging objects. So we prefer to keep on our feet, keep moving, and try to take care of the situation whenever possible in that manner. Now, Jeet Kune Do means the way of the intercepting fist. Whenever possible, we will intercept our attacker at the longest range, which is kicking range. If our attacker gets past kicking range, we try to intercept at hand range with a hand technique such as a Bill Jeet, which is the finger jab, or the Chung Choi, which is the vertical fist punch. Okay, if we can intercept, we can go follow through immediately, usually with something like attack by combination, and end the conflict almost immediately. If the interception fails, if the opponent gets beyond the kicking or the hand range, then we have trapping. Trapping range is possibly the broadest range, because trapping range actually starts in hand range and it actually ends in grappling range, so it covers the greatest area. Trapping is what most skilled martial artists consider to be the deadliest combat range, for the simple reason that all of your techniques can come into play in this range. Okay? You have short range kicks that you can work. You can use the knees, the shins, you can use the hip bone as a weapon, you can use the elbow, you can use the headbutt, you can punch, You can claw, you can finger jab, you can choke, you can do just about anything in trapping range. So in this trapping range is where things really start to get intense. So from trapping to grappling, you have to smoothly move into your grappling position and secure that position in a way that will inflict maximum pain, maximum damage on the opponent as quick as possible. And hopefully strangle or choke or do enough physical damage to that person in this range so that that completely finishes the conflict and it's over and you can get out of there. The most important thing at the end of a conflict is to get out of there as quick as possible. Don't hang around, leave, get out of there. Okay, first I want to talk a little bit about the 4 ranges. I want to clearly define these ranges to you before we go any further and actually get into the grappling techniques. Assisting me in this tape will be one of my apprentice instructors, Mr. Cliff Sons. Cliff is going to join me at this time and we will demonstrate the effective range or the boundaries of each range and how you bridge from one range to the next. Okay, first of all we have kicking. One of our primary ideas, one of the main things that we look for in Jeet Kune Do is to use the longest weapon that we have to the closest target, assuming on guard position. Okay, now, as soon as I can kick Cliff's lead leg, okay, this is where kicking range starts. As soon as I can kick his lead leg, that's where kicking range starts. Okay, now moving a little more clear. Okay, now, from there we go to hand range. The distance hand range is defined. The outer rim of that is where I can contact his eye with my finger jab. The finger jab is the longest hand weapon because the fingers are fully extended. So this defines the beginning of what we call hand range. Okay? Now, in the hand range, all of your open and closed hand weapons can come into play. Okay, but also this is where trapping range starts. Okay? Because as soon as I can contact my opponent's lead hand or rear hand with what we call the engagement, I can trap. Okay, if there's an obstruction on the line, I trap or I simply go around that obstruction. Okay, in this case, let's say I trap. Okay, this movement is what we call a pak sao, which means slap hand. So from here, I go to here. Okay, now, let's say that Cliff parries my punch with his rear hand. Okay, from here, I may go to Lin Lock Sao, which is cross-grabbing hand, and hit him with a quad joint or back fist. Okay, now from here, I have several options. Okay, but now, while I'm this close, this is where I can start to grapple. This is where the grappling begins. Something that comes to mind immediately based on the position is what we call an arm bar. Okay, like that. Notice that I have a wrist lock here too, and I have an arm bar. From there I can claw and tear. I can step through and take him down from there. So that would be a simple example of what could happen in this situation. So let's go through that all again without so much talking. Okay, on guard. Okay, first we have the kick, then we touch down with the hand, then we have the defense, then we have the trap, then we have another defense against this attack, then we have the second trap, which is Lin Lock Sao, cross-grabbing hand, the back fist coming in, straight into the arm bar. Claw, step through, down he goes. Okay, so we're here, 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 and here. Okay? So notice how we close from outside. Okay? Now I can't kick him, he can't kick me. Okay? I close, I kick, I come in, I trap, I bar, I step through, I claw, and down he goes. Okay? Thank you, Cliff. So that would be an example of how we close from the kicking range all the way into the grappling range. When we come back, we'll go into some of the specifics of our grappling methods, and we'll start off with something that's very simple. It's called an arm bar. Okay, Cliff's going to join me again now. I'm going to show you a very simple technique that we refer to as an arm bar. Okay, there's several ways to execute an arm bar. I'm going to show you what is perhaps one of the simplest ways to execute. You grasp the wrist, apply pressure with the thick part of the forearm right to the elbow joint. You can implement a lock on the wrist here at this point if you like to add to the effectiveness of the movement. But basically what we're looking at here is applying pressure on the elbow joint, which bars out the arm, thus the term arm bar. If you do this real fast, if you do this real quick, you can break the arm at the elbow joint, or you can cause a severe dislocation. Okay, so I like to apply a little twist to the wrist as I apply this, and it gives me a little bit more leverage. Now if you twist, bar, and go into the wrist lock, you have a little bit more control. Then I like to control the leg that's nearest to me. Now I have pretty good control over Cliff's position here, and I'm prepared to follow through if necessary. Show you that from the other side. Okay. Once again, grab the wrist, the thick part of the forearm, right into the elbow, and bar it out, applying pressure. Maintaining your grip on the wrist. Okay, turn this way a little bit so they can see it at an angle. Okay, so we're right here. Okay, there's several ways that we can get into this wrist lock position. Of course, I can also do it with this arm. Okay, once again, grabbing the wrist, applying pressure to the elbow, twist, and down it goes. Okay, now, once again, I can step through, I can press down and lock out the wrist. Okay, so that intensifies it a bit more. Alright, so we can go on either side. Okay, now show you this from the other angle. Grab the wrist, twist the thick muscular part of the inner forearm, apply it to the elbow joint, drop your weight. Notice how I bend my knees and sink my weight. Okay, I let my body weight do most of the work here. Okay, one of our basic applications of this particular arm bar movement is from what we call the lapsao, or grabbing hand. This is in trapping range. Now remember, trapping range is that range that flows right into grappling. So a lot of what I show you in this tape is going to be based on starting from that trapping range. Okay, so let's say, for instance, that I throw a finger jab and Cliff blocked or parried with his lead hand. I grabbed and I barred his arm. Okay, now, this grab and pull, that's the lapsao. I twist the wrist and I bar the arm out, dropping my weight, bending my knees, sinking into it, applying the thick part of the forearm. There's no need to close my hand. I can keep my hand open. Okay? If my hand is open, it is ready to grab, rip, tear, claw, whatever I need to do with it. Show you that from the other side. Once again, I finger jab. Cliff blocks or parries with his lead hand. I lock, twist, and bar him out. At this point, I could step in from behind. Now look at this position. This is an interesting position here. There's not a whole lot you can do at this point. Now, once again, remember I told you to keep your hand open. Notice how I can shoot this right into the eyes from here, or I can claw. Now I have the arm bar pressure across my chest, maintaining the hold and applying pressure to Cliff's throat region. Okay, so that's just another example of keeping the hand open and what you can do immediately if you have an open hand as opposed to a closed hand. So we're here, and here. I can either step through the front at this point and lock the leg out there. I can step through behind and force the leg to bend there. Either way, it puts him in a very uncomfortable position. Another thing I can do, once I have this position, I can release, bring a foot sow in here to pin it to my body, and I punch. Then I can take him into what we sometimes refer to as a cradle. Okay, from here, I can pop his neck. Okay, that's just another example of something that we can do off of the arm bar. Okay, another way to get into this arm bar is from what we call Lin-Lock Sao. That's another trapping movement. Lin-Lock Sao means cross-grabbing hand. Okay, so let's say that Cliff is in a left lead, and I throw a finger jab, and he parries onto the line like so. I can shoot this hand through to cross-grab, grab the wrist. Notice how this just rolls right around into the bar, okay? Once again, I can lock the wrist from there. The hand is open. I can check the leg. I can claw the face, okay? All kinds of things can take place from there. Okay, so once again, I shoot a finger jab in. He parries inward, cross grab, flow right into it, lock him out, down we go. Check the leg. I can step through to the front if I want to. I can bend him around and get him in a reverse arm lock, okay? Notice I said I didn't want to go down. I didn't say I had anything against putting my opponent down. Okay, so come in with a finger jab. He parries, cross grab, right into the bar, okay? From the other side, finger jab. He parries, cross grab, flow right into the bar. Step through, down he goes. See that from a slight angle? I finger jab, he blocks or parries. Cross grab, flow right into it, down he goes. Shoot into the face, step through for a takedown, whatever I want to do. Okay. Now, that's Lin-Lock. Now, I could also go from Pak Sao, which is the slapping hand. He parries. I go right into that bar from there. Tear the face, step through, down he goes. Okay? So once again, I pop, he parries, right into the bar. Okay? We'll show you some things a little bit quicker now. Okay? Here we are. Okay? Remember I said you could bar across the body and tear or apply leverage into the throat. See, the groin is accessible to me here. Well, I can step through, put him down there. Okay, let's let you see that from the other side. I pops out. I come in, he parries. I cross grab, flow right into the arm bar. Down he goes. Speed it up a little bit for you. One more time. Okay. All right, that's from Lin-Lock Sao. Another way that we can practice this arm bar is out of what we call Chi Sao. Siong Chi Sao is double arm sticking hands. Okay, so we're just going to roll here. This is Siong Chi Sao, double arm sticking. Okay, from this point, my Foot Sao hand, which is my left hand, is going to continue to roll. I'm going to cross grab and flow right into the arm bar. Okay, so we're rolling, cross grab, flow right in there. Roll, cross grab, right in. And I can go into some type of follow-up if I want to. Okay. From the Tan Sao side, or my right side, my right hand, I can continue to circle, grab, bar, down he goes. Continue to circle, grab, bar, down he goes. So I can go with my left hand, or I can go with my right hand. Okay? See that from the other side? Okay, we're rolling. From my left hand, circle around, grab bar, down he goes. From my right hand, circle around, grab bar, down he goes. Thank you, Cliff. Okay. That's some basic application of what we call the arm bar. Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about our basic choking movement. So when we come back, the choke. In this sequence, we're going to talk about the choke. Okay, once again, going from the premise that we're going to be in trapping range just before we go into grappling, I'm going to show you some basic applications for the choke from some of our trapping movements. We're going to start off with the lock Sao, or grabbing hand. So Cliff's going to join me now. We'll show you a few different angles on this. Okay, so let's say that I shoot a finger jab in, or let's say I punch, and he blocks or parries to the outside. Okay, I'm going to lock, check his shoulder, and go right into the choke. Okay? Lock, check, choke. From here, I turn it on, crank down, shut him off. I can go into what we call a drop choke, which I prefer not to do that, but I could. That would be where I would kick one leg out and drop down with him, maintain the hold, choke him out there. Okay, I can lock his leg as I do this and control him there as I choke. Okay, let's see another angle on that lock side on choke movement. Okay, I punch, he blocks or parries, I lock, check, choke. Notice how once again, I've moved into the leg with my leg, checking the leg as I turn it on with the choke. Okay, so lock, check the shoulder, right in with the choke. Okay, sometimes they'll try to get a hand up to prevent the choke. Okay, like so. All right, at that point, there are several things we could do. Okay, I could jut and hit or jut hit. Then go into a cradle, break the neck if I wanted to. Okay, I could go from here into a Huen Sao or circling hand to come up on the inside and go right into the choke if I wanted to. Much of this would depend on how far out he went with his defensive movement, trying to keep me from choking him. Okay, so once again, I punch, he blocks or parries. I lock, check, right into the choke. Okay. Now, I have several options here as to how I can go into the choke. When I train, normally I will use a position something like this when I go into it. In reality, what I like to do a lot of times is check, choke, come around here like so, and shut him off, shut him down there from here, okay? Applying pressure both in this direction and in this direction to really put the squeeze on. Okay, so that's another possibility that we have. Okay, we're going to speed that up a little bit for you. Now, when we speed these things up, we have to be very careful. We have a hard time going full speed without danger of doing damage to the throat, so we'll do the best we can. Okay, here we go. I punch, he defends, and we go from there. Okay. From the other angle. Okay. Now, next thing we'll show you is from the Pak Sao, or slap hand. Okay. I pop, knocking his arm down, check, choke. Okay. Pop to knock the arm down, check, choke. Okay. Probably see that better from the other side. Okay. Pop, I can hit, land my hit, and then go from there. Check, choke. Okay, I can come in here with it, turn it on there if I want to. Okay, so we got pop, hit, spin him into the choke. That's another possibility. Okay, there are several different ways we can end up in a choke. Another way is limb lock. Okay, so from the pop, he cross parries, I limb lock, check, and go right into the choke again. Okay, so let's say I throw a finger jab. He blocks or parries. I punch right in there. See how this comes right in? So that naturally slid to the check, right into the choke. Okay? Speed it up a little bit. Coming in. Okay, again. Okay. All right, once again, we have to be very careful with this. Okay, now from a double lock side. Lock one, he defends. Lock two, pull, check, choke. Okay? Lock one, he defends. Lock two, pull, check, choke. See it from another angle. Lock one, he defends. Lock two, pull, check, choke. Turning him right into the choke. Okay? That'll be another example of going into a choke. I can go right into the choke from a double pop out. Okay. I pops out once, he defends. I pop again, I hit, driving the head back, spinning right into the choke. Here or here, okay? So I pop once, he defends, I pop twice, I hit. Now if I get this hit in, it's probably going to drive his head back, which is going to open him wide up, or wide open for that choke. Okay. Show you from the other side. Okay, we pop, I hit. Okay, from here, I can spin and choke him right away from here, or I can step through. I can go boom, boom, step through, and come in here with a choke. Alright? I can also work into this choke from the chi sao, or the sticking hands. From the chi sao, I can go with my tan sao hand, which is the right hand. I go here, I pop, and go right into the choke. Okay? Show you from another angle. Rolling. My tan sao hand, my right hand comes up here. I pop sao, right in for the choke. Okay, now with my other hand, my foot sao hand, I continue to roll. I tan sao, I pop sao, I can hit. Okay, here, slide, right into the choke from that way. Show you from the other side. From the tan sao, bring it up, pop, hit, right into the choke. Once again, from the tan, pop, hit, right into the choke. Now from the foot sao side, continue around, tan, pop, hit, spin, choke. Okay? That's how we can go into a choking movement from the Seong Chi Sao or double arm sticking. Thank you, Cliff. Okay, that's just some basic uses for the choke. Okay, as I said earlier, we have to go kind of slow. We have to be really careful because these moves are very serious. They have a lot of power. We have to really be careful, and you should be careful too when you're training to avoid damaging your training partner. We have what we like to refer to as partner preservation at my school. Okay? If you damage your partner, he's unable to continue to train with you. You have to train without a partner. And for these grappling movements, you definitely need a partner. Okay, when we come back, we're going to show you what we call the side strangle. In this sequence, we're going to talk a little bit about what we call the side strangle. Okay, this is one of my personal favorites because this enables you to shut somebody down rather quickly. The idea here is to apply pressure to the carotid arteries and shut down the blood flow to the brain. Okay? So what we're going to do here, Cliff's going to join me, and we're going to show you this basic side strangle. And one of my favorite tactics to use is right off of a punch. So let's say Cliff fires a lead hand punch into my head. Okay, now I have several options here. I can either parry the punch with my lead hand, work into a check with my rear hand, then come into the side strangle, or I can simply duck, check with my rear hand and go right into the side strangle. Okay, now some of this will depend on your personal skill level or your personal preference. Okay, so what we're going to do, Cliff's going to come in with a punch. Okay, first of all, he's going to step in toward me. So he's going to close the gap with a punch. So all I have to do is move to the position where I need to be based on how far he gets when he closes the gap. Okay, so when he comes in with a punch, I'm going to parry, check, right around into the side strangle position. Okay, now when I get in this position, I'm going to use this bone right here on the top of my forearm, and I'm going to press that into the carotid artery. Okay, now, I'm going to try to shoot my shoulder right into Cliff's armpit, right into the pit. Okay, now what this enables me to do is apply upward pressure on his shoulder joint with my own shoulder as I pull down here. So I'm pushing up here and pulling down here. Okay, now what this does, this pushes his shoulder right up into the carotid artery on the other side. Okay, so basically, to show you what we're doing here, very slow, Cliff closes the gap, he steps in with a punch. I check, parry, come right in. Now I'm going to shoot my shoulder right into this armpit, okay? As I do this, this arm is coming around. Now this is an actual strike. I'm going to hit it when I come around. Okay, so I go up under, I come around, I hit right into his armpit with my shoulder. This hits right into the side of his neck, and then I turn it on. Now it doesn't take long to shut somebody down from this position. Notice once again I check his leg. Okay, so he comes in with a punch right there. Okay, again. Okay, short from the other side. Okay, once again he comes in with a punch. Slow. Okay. Now, notice I said earlier that I don't have to parry initially with my lead hand. Okay. I may use that if I was against an exceptionally quick opponent. Okay, let's say that he closes in with a punch. Okay, I can just sort of duck or slip the punch, or combine the duck and the slip. Move to the side, drop down under. Okay, so he closes in with a punch. Okay, I simply check with my rear hand. This is what we call a long pop sour cross slapping hand. Okay, I cross slap, drop, come up under with my shoulder. Okay, now see that coming in? Okay, now while all this is going on, this is coming around to strike. Okay, from here, I reach up, grab, and turn it on. Okay. So once again, he comes in, I duck under, check, shoot in, hit, and turn it on, shut it down. Okay, we'll go a little bit quicker this time. Okay, so that gives you some idea as to how that works. Also, from the trapping, some of our trapping moves. Okay, let's go from just a lead hand, what we call lead hand, outer wrist, engaged position. Okay, we call it tops out, elbow lifting hand. Shoot this in, come right around into the trap, or into the strangle rather. Okay, let's say he punches with his rear hand. I can go bong sao, limb lock sao, hit, come right through into the side strangle from that angle. Okay, something from the other side. Once again, this could start off, he punches, okay, I can go bonks out here, a little closer, I can go bonks out here, locks out, back fist, right up under, step through, notice, got my knee right in his groin here, I can pump that in there and shut him down, okay. Now, one thing that I want you to notice when I do this side strangle, look at the grip, look at this is my grip. Like this. I want to grip here and pull. Notice that my palm is up. Why do I want the palm up? Because the bicep pulls the hand toward the shoulder. So, since I'm pulling here, I want to use that bicep to maximum effectiveness. So instead of being here, I'm going to be here, where I can really apply the bicep and really, really crank, really pull on. Okay, so let's go again with Cliff's lead punch coming in this time. Okay, I meet it, I trap, I close, and I strangle. Okay, we'll speed that up a little bit. Once again, I'm meeting it, and I'm using the tops out, the elbow lifting hand, to lift that elbow so that I create an opening so I can quickly drop under, shoot the shoulder into the armpit, fire around, strike, and get the side strangle position. Okay, so he comes in, I meet it, tops out, pushing the elbow up, shoot, strangle. Okay, we'll speed up a little bit. Again. Okay, notice the leg check. Got a good check on the leg here. Notice I've got the proper grip. Shoulder right in the armpit. See that? And I can turn it on. And it doesn't take long. Thank you, Cliff. Okay, that's some examples of how we can work into what we call the side strangle. Like I said, this shuts off the blood flow to the brain, and they're out in a very short period of time. So when you get this, get it quick, get it hard, hold it till they go limp, then you can just drop them, sling them to the ground, whatever you want to do, get out of there. Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about what we call the wrist lock, and we're going to show you some of our applications for that technique. We're going to start off this segment by showing you what we call a wrist lock. Now, I've already shown you a little bit of application of the wrist lock when we were doing the arm bar. And I said I had them in a wrist lock from that arm bar position. Okay, another way that we use that wrist lock, and Cliff's going to join me now. If someone were to come up and grab your shirt, your jacket, whatever, an item of clothing, what I want to do is come up here and I want to reach around. I want to insert my two middle fingers into the palm of his hand and insert my thumb, or press my thumb right into the back of the hand, okay, and go into here. Okay, now at the same time I do that, I'm going to strike, okay. Now notice how this position looks rather uncomfortable. Okay, I can compound that by coming through to here, okay, and I can really turn it on. I can apply pressure there, or I can come through to here, and I can turn it on and apply some pressure. Okay, so those are some of the ways that we can use the wrist lock, some of the places we can go. Okay, if you were to grab with the other hand, I simply come around. Okay, now I can palm strike, I can punch, I can finger jab, I can strike to the throat, whatever I want to do. But notice once again, I have this position. Okay, we'll bring this a little closer so you can maybe see this a little bit better. Okay, now, once again, he reaches out to grab. I come up, take it here. Okay, thumb right in the middle of the hand, two middle fingers right in the palm. Okay, apply pressure backward, downward, and twisting with the palm away from the arm, like so. Apply downward pressure. Hit at the same time. Okay, so he comes up, he grabs. I obtain the wrist lock. At the same time I'm doing that, I strike. Okay, notice that time I chose a palm. Okay, I could also go with a side palm. I could go with a vertical palm. I could cut, okay, right into the carotid artery with what we call a cutting palm. Or I could cut this direction into the carotid artery, okay. I could also, from that position, punch, okay. I could go right into the punch. Okay, now from there I can turn it on, come around here. Okay, now this is a nice position. Okay, I've got this across the throat, applying downward pressure with the wrist bone and the blade of the hand with this wrist lock here with the arm fully bent. He's in a very awkward position now, and it'd be very easy for me to just slam him on down to the ground. Okay, if he comes up and grabs with the other hand, once again, grab, twist, and punch or palm. Okay, now, what if he comes up and grabs and he starts to punch with the other hand? Okay, I have to be prepared to deal with this, okay? So what I might do in this instant, he starts to punch, I may use a palm stop right into the bicep, okay? From here I have several options available to me. Notice I've got the wrist lock, I've got the palm slap into the, or palm stop right into the bicep. I can go from here, trap the head, come in with a headbutt. I can take this around, step through here, and take him here, okay? This is another very uncomfortable position, okay? We'll go to the other side. We'll go back out a little bit and give a little more range. Let's say that he grabs with this hand and he starts to punch with that one. I can time it out and then go into a palm. Time's out is the palm up hand, okay? He grabs and starts to punch. I time it out. So I've got the times out here, I've got the wrist lock secured, and I go right in with the palm. Show you a different angle on that. He comes up, he grabs, I time it out, and I strike. I could go through here into what we call the figure 4 arm lock, which we'll get into a little bit later. Notice how I just flowed right into that, off of that. Okay, so he comes up, he grabs, he starts to punch. I go boom, I hit with the palm, right into the figure 4, down he goes. But like I said, we'll get into the figure 4 a little bit later. Okay, so that's a little bit about the wrist lock. Once again, making sure the thumb right into the back of the hand, the 2 middle fingers right into the palm of the hand, and boom, we've got it right there. Okay, remember you can compound it by coming in here. Okay, I can hold it here. Okay, notice I've got his fingers bent back at this point too. I can fire a few shovel hooks in. The more I torque it, the more it's going to hurt him. I can come down here and I can go into what we call the neck torque, which is what we're going to talk about a little bit now. Okay? All right, the neck torque is simply trapping the head and torquing, okay? Like so, torquing the neck. Okay, now I'm going to give him a little bit of freedom to move here. But ideally, what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply my elbow area to the frontal shoulder right in this crease here as I do this, and he can't turn. He cannot turn. So once we get to this point, okay, it's just simply going to be torque and break. Okay, from this side, same thing. Control that crease right there with the elbow right in there, right in the fold there, right between the shoulder and the pectoral muscle, and we're right there, and we torque. Okay? Now, we have what we call a cradle, which is similar to a neck torque movement. See, I kind of torque the neck and spin them around at the same time, forming a cradle right here. Okay? I reach around, I grab my own arm here, the fingertips go into the tip of the chin, I pull back, I pull down, and I push up from here. Okay? So, once again, what I do, okay, this could take place. Let's talk a little bit about how this could happen. Let's say he fires a punch in. Okay, I go into here. Okay, now that's what we call sliding leverage, and I combine that with what we call a one pop or cross slide. So he comes in, I go boom here, okay, shoot this into the eye. Okay, now it's not real pleasant when something shoots into the eye, right? So what happens here? He shoots, boom, boom. See, I take the eye, so his head's probably going to go like this, right, when I hit the eye. So he comes in, okay, right there, okay. Now let's get a little bit closer, show this position. Okay, this controls the shoulder. As I use this to spin him, I help with this, push right around here. Okay, now, just lay back, Cliff. I got you. Okay. All right. Now, I've got the back of his neck right in the crook of my elbow. This goes right to the chin. This goes right to my arm. Okay, I pull down with this, pull back with this, and press upwards with the crook of my elbow. Okay? So I've got all these actions working together. This really puts a lot of pressure on that neck. Okay, now, as I said, that movement is what we call a wong pak, or cross slap. Okay, that time when I did the wong pak, I went to the outside of his arm, and I hit here, right into the eye. So what we had there, once again, was right there, then I went right into the cradle. Okay, now, I can also do a wong pak and go to the inside with a hit, and from there, go right into the neck torque. Okay, so he comes in with a punch, I wong pak, go to the inside with a hit, and from there, right into the neck torque, and boom, slamming, down he goes. One more time. Okay. All right, from the other side, comes in with a punch. Wong pak, hit, torque. Now see, you can see real good from here what this is doing to him. See, it's turning the head away. I've got the leg checked. He can't spin out of it. He's forced to take the pressure, and at this point, I slam him, okay? Slam him to the floor, to the ground, to the street, to the sidewalk, wherever I happen to be. Okay, so he comes in with a punch, boom, long pop, cross slap. With the hit, it's what we call a Wen-Seal Dagger, simultaneous attack and defense, or simultaneous defense and attack. Okay, drive the head back, torque, down he goes. Okay, so we talked a little bit about what we call sliding leverage. Another example of sliding leverage would be if you were in a left lead and he fired a punch here, and I shoot him here, like this, okay? That's what we call sliding leverage. He shoots in, I go here and shoot right into the eye. Now see, this presents a very nice position for the armbar that we did earlier. Okay, so the sliding leverage movement that I worked the neck torque off of was combined with the long pocket cross slap, and I just came in, struck to the eye, drives the head back, step through, torque, taking him down. Okay, so that's a little bit about sliding leverage and the use of the one pocket. Okay, now, I have another defensive move that's called a tan sao. Tan sao means palm up hand. Let's say he fires a right hand punch toward my head. I go here, right into the neck torque. Punch comes in. Tan, step through. This goes to the jaw, this goes to the back of the head, torque. Okay. So he comes in. Tan, step in this way. See, this time I step through with my lead foot and check the leg, and I torque and take him here. Okay? So I can basically go here and step through with my left leg and get the torque, or I can go here and step in with my right leg and get the torque. Okay, from the other side, he comes in, I take him here, I step through, go for the torque. Okay, in the other way, okay, he comes in, I time, step in here, straight in to check the leg, go for the torque. Okay, now, notice something here. See this inner elbow? That's a very potent close-range weapon. I can pump that into the solar plexus from here as I torque, if I want to. Okay? Or I can go right into the cradle again, which we already talked about. Thank you, Cliff. Okay, that's a little bit about the neck torque. Now I'll talk a little bit about what we call the thumb gouge. Okay, there's a lot of different applications for this. Essentially what you're doing, you're using the thumb, like so. Okay, when you're in grappling range, you have the opportunity to use this. You can grind this into the area up under the jaw, okay? You can grind this into the eye. I know that sounds a little bit drastic, but sometimes you may have to resort to something of that nature. You can grind it right into the hollow of the throat. You can grind it into the armpit. That can be quite painful also. But it's simply what we refer to as the thumb gouge. Okay, now I can do a double thumb gouge, like so, coming right into the eyes. Okay, now I can gouge, rake, headbutt, elbow, elbow, knee, just flow right from one thing right into the next. So you can use the thumb like this. You can even strike into the solar plexus. We don't advocate that though. We go for the more damaging targets, the targets that are more easily injured or affected with this thumb gouge movement, such as up under the chin, the hollow of the throat, and the eye. Okay? We can do the double thumb gouge to the eyes, rake, cradle the head, headbutt, elbow, retrap, elbow, knee, elbow, knee. We can float with that kind of stuff. Just flow right through with that kind of stuff all day long. Okay, so that's some of the basic uses that we have for the thumb gouge. And that, once again, is a very good close range tool for use in that grappling range. All right. When we come back, we're going to show you a little bit about what we call the figure 4 arm lock. Okay, we're going to go right into what we call a figure 4 arm lock now. Okay, now there's a couple of different ways to do this. Sometimes an opponent will try to reverse the energy or reverse the direction on you with this particular movement. So there's a way that you can take care of that problem. You can do a reversal on him and still make it effective, just going in from a different angle. Okay, so Cliff's going to join me now, and we'll show you a little bit about this figure 4 and the basic mechanics involved here. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to secure some type of grab or hold on his wrist, and I'm going to achieve a position like so. Okay, and from there, I'm going to press with my elbow. Okay, I can be here, or I can be here. But I'm going to press with my elbow right into this little hollow area between the deltoid and the bicep. Okay, now, if I'm here like this, I'm going to press into that. I'm going to apply downward force there as I press in. Okay, now, if I get into a fight with a real strong person and I try to apply this, and I go here and they try to resist and push that way, I'll just take it here and apply the tip of this elbow to the back of the deltoid, right where the lat and the deltoid meet, and I'll apply the pressure there, and I'll take him that way, okay? By the same token, if I come in and I go here and they start pushing this way, I'll take it this way, okay? All right, let's get a little bit better look at the position here as I secure it on Cliff's arm. Okay, this could occur from here. Let's say that I throw a punch and Cliff defends with his lead hand. I can take it here and go right into this. Okay, let's let you see that from the other side. It might be a bit more effective. Okay, just a little bit. Okay, he comes in with a punch. I check it here, take him here, right in there. Okay, now see that position? That's what we're looking for, right there. Okay, now apply the pressure. Down it goes, or I can crank it this way and apply pressure there. Okay, so this is a figure 4. Okay, now I can work this right out of the Chi Sao, the Siam Chi Sao, the double arm sticking. So we're rolling along here. Okay, I'm going to, from my Tan Sao hand or my right hand at the bottom, I'm going to change up and come around, make the switch, and lock him down with the figure 4. Okay. Now watch that very slowly. We're rolling. Okay, from the bottom, I'll go through a slide down, come around, secure my grip, and press. Okay, so from the actual roll with a little more speed, it's going to look like that. Okay? Now, from the Fuxai side, or my left hand, I'm going to go first. I'm going to roll my Tan Sao, what we call a Huen Sao, circle to the outside, come around, boom, right there. Okay? Very slow. Notice my Tan Sao on my right hand. From the bottom, it circles. Continue to roll. Around, over, and down. Okay, so when we apply this in the roll, it looks like this. Okay, show it to you from the other side. Okay, first with my Tan Sao hand or my right hand. Okay, notice how I step off at an angle. That's to give me better leverage and to check his lead leg. Okay, now from the other side. Now from here you'll be better able to see this Huen Sao or circling wrist as I bring it in, coming out of the bottom of the roll. Okay, so we're rolling. I bring that in, come around, boom, right there into the figure 4. Down we go. Okay, notice how my leg came up to check his. I've got the hold, lock him down, boom, down we go. Okay, so we're rolling. Huen Sao, around, lock, and down we go. Okay, Normal speed. Okay, again, let's try that again. Okay, here we go. Normal speed. Rolling. Human side, locking down. Right through it. Okay. It's very important that you continue your roll here. We're working a certain type of energy. If the roll suddenly stops, the energy stops also. So we roll right into it. Down we go. Thank you, Cliff. Okay. That's the basic figure 4. Okay, now, when we come back, we're going to show you what we call the reversal arm lock, which also has a hair pull variation. So that's what we'll be getting into next. In this sequence, we're going to cover what we call the reverse arm lock. I'll also show you what we call the reverse arm lock with a hair pull. Okay, Cliff's going to join me now, and we'll give you some idea as to what this position looks like, and hopefully you'll get a good idea as to how to apply this particular movement. Okay, now the reverse arm lock is not an easy position to acquire. Okay, not an easy position at all. Okay. What I have to do, I have to get the arm in just the right position to make this work. Okay, now, the final position that we're going to end up in, okay, I'm going to have his arm like this, and then I can reach around, grab the hair, and torque the head. Okay, so this is the final position that we're going to end up in. Okay, one way that this could occur, let's take a lead hand punch coming in. Okay, the punch comes in, I parry, check the elbow, bending the arm, bring it around, boom, there we have it. This is what we call the reverse arm lock. Okay, now from here, I reach around, grab the hair, and pull the head back. Okay, so I reach around, grab the hair, pull the head back. That would be the reverse arm lock with the hair pull. And the hair pull creates sort of a neck torquing action. Okay, now let's say that he came in with a punch with this hand. Okay, I could parry the punch, check the elbow, bend, right into the arm lock, grab the hair, torquing around. Okay, from here I can also apply pressure here, checking the leg, I can press him down. Now notice my position here. Notice that my hand is cupped around the tricep area. Now the harder I press down here and the harder I push up here, the more I'm going to hurt it. Okay? Now I don't want to hurt Cliff, but that's basically how it works. Okay, now if he were to punch here, okay, I take it here, get the bend in the elbow, take it into here, knock it out, grab, torque, and that's it. Okay, now that's the reverse arm lock. As you see, that's not a real easy position to get into. Sometimes when you get into a close-in, tied-up position, you'll find that to be something that you can just sort of flow into. Okay. Earlier I talked a little bit about the thumb gouge, which can be applied to the area up under the jaw, directly into the throat, or right into the eye. Okay. Another favorite movement of mine in close range, come a little closer please. Another favorite movement of mine in close range is the claw. Okay. The claw hand. Okay. I can rip, I can tear, okay, I can go into the throat and tear it here, okay, I can come across the face this way, okay, I can go right into the groin with it, I can strike across here with it, I can strike back across here with it. Okay, this claw is very useful, okay, and there are a lot of times where you can just kind of put that claw in there when you're in the grappling range, because this is a technique that works really nice up close. If somebody tries to get you in some type of hold, let's say that he tries to get me in like a headlock or something like that, I can reach around with that claw and really tear into it. You know, if he doesn't have me real tight, give me real tight for, okay. If he doesn't have me, if he does have me fairly tight, if I can't get to the throat, I have the groin also, so I can claw to the face and the groin simultaneously. Okay. Then if he is kind of loose, I can go right into the throat with the other hand. Now the idea would be, of course, as soon as he tried to apply that technique on me, however we ended up there, I would immediately come in and apply the claw. Okay, now the claw, as I said, can be used in several ways. Another good place to get somebody with that claw is right here, right in the side, and pinch with it. Just grab some flesh and just pinch. Very painful. Okay, so several uses for that. You can tear, rip, thrust, gouge, pinch, whatever with that particular movement. So that's a very effective movement, especially in that close range. Thank you, Cliff. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to take it a little bit further into the grappling. And we're not too far away from counter-grappling now, so you can look forward to that also. In this sequence, we're going to talk a little bit about what we call step-through hip throw. Okay, I'm not real big on throwing. Those of you who have attended my seminars, you've probably seen an occasional throw, okay, because I just do whatever fits the moment. So if a throw fits in at that point, I will throw. I do know how to throw. I have a fairly extensive knowledge of several different throws. One throw that I do like, and I do often use, is what I refer to as the step-through hip throw, because it is very simply applied, and it fits in nicely with several other things that we do in this system. So Cliff's going to join me now. I'm going to give you some idea of how that step-through hip throw works. Okay, let's say that Cliff throws a punch at my head off his right hand, okay? Let's say that I answer by using a long pock and a palm smash. I step through, putting my hip up against his, and I just apply a strike with the forearm, coming in right across the collarbone and the side of the neck. Maybe you can see it better from here. Okay, he comes in, I strike, okay, I just come into him like this, strike across, and down they go. Okay, so one more time. He comes in, okay, like a punch here, and then go here. Okay, now, it's kind of hard to do without actually throwing the person. We don't have a mat to work with, so you can just imagine what it would be like. He comes in, I parry, strike, step through, apply pressure here, down he goes. Okay? That's what I commonly refer to as a step through hip throw. Then we have what we sometimes refer to as the single leg takedown. Okay, this works really nice. Let's say that Cliff decides he's going to throw a lead leg straight kick toward my midsection. Okay, he comes in with a kick, I check it, trap it, and I come in here. Okay, normally I would fire a claw hand right into the face. Okay, so what we're looking at, he comes in with a kick. Okay, kick's coming in like so. Okay, so when the kick comes in, I angle off, parry, check, step right in, boom, claw comes right into the face, down he goes. Let's move over just a little bit here. Okay, once again, kick comes in, I parry, check, step through, shoot the claw right into the face, down he goes. That's what I call the single leg takedown, because I trap the leg, step through, strike, and take him down. Some people like to refer to that as a single leg throw. Okay, now talk a little bit about what we call the groin grab, tear, pull. Most of you guys, you've been hitting the groin before, you know what it's like. It's not a pleasant experience. Okay, but in grappling range, you cannot deny that the groin is a very effective target. If you get in a position where you have to, like a while ago, when Cliff had me in the headlock, let's say he's got me in the headlock here. Okay, turn this way, Cliff. Okay, he's got me in the headlock. Let's say that I can't get my claw around to the face. Let's say that I'm a little bit too late with that, and he's really cranking on me here. Okay, I can palm smash. I can grab and squeeze. I can grab and pull, okay? So, that's what we refer to as a groin, grab, tear, pull, okay? I can palm smash. I can even strike with a fist right into the groin area, making for a very painful strike and probably causing a very quick release from the person that would have me in the headlock. Thank you, Cliff. Okay, so that's a little bit about the groin strike in grappling application. Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about what we call the 4 basic leg traps and the follow-ups from those leg traps. Now we're going to show you what we call the 4 basic leg traps and some of the takedowns, some of the throws, and possible follow-ups that can occur from these leg trap positions. Okay, Cliff's going to join me. Okay, now when you get in the grappling range, when you're deep into the trapping range, one thing that you want to do is check the opponent's lead leg. So I want to be in here and I want to check this leg. That's very important. I want to have knee to knee, shin to shin, or ankle to ankle contact with this person. At this point, my lead leg acts as a sensor. It tells me what's going on. It lets me know what's going on here. It lets me know if there's anything happening, if he's starting to kick, if he starts to apply pressure. Okay, so my leg acts as a sensor at this point. Okay, now let's say that I've gone in, I've trapped, I've hit, and I'm here. Okay, now what can I do from here? Okay, now this is what we call the 4 basic leg traps. Okay, there's forward pressure, there's inward pressure, there's the outward sweep, and there's what I like to sometimes refer to as stick and throw. Okay, so what I want to show you first is forward pressure. From this point, I simply press forward with my shin. Now what happens? His leg locks out and he's forced to go down. It's just that simple, especially if, boom, I've just hit him here, the head is back, I've just hit him, he's disoriented, he's off balance. I apply this, and especially at the same time, if I come in with an elbow, down he goes, okay? So, from here, off of the hit, off of the trap, off of the strike, off of the torque, whatever, I suddenly apply that forward pressure, and he has to go. That's all there is to it. Okay. So, this is what we refer to simply as forward pressure. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what I refer to as outward pressure or sometimes inward pressure, depending on which way you look at it. Okay. At this point, once again, I've hit him in some way. I'm in close. I turn this foot in and I apply pressure in this direction. This forces his ankle outward. He has to go down. He has no choice. Okay, so I'm locked in here. I've hit him. I've broken his balance. I torque and I apply the pressure. Okay, see, he has to hold on to him or he'll fall. That's all there is to it. Okay, so that's inward or outward pressure, depending on how you look at it. Okay, now, also from the strike, when I've broken his balance and he's leaning back, he's starting to fall backward, I can do the inner sweep, okay? Which I'm on the inside, I sweep him, taking this leg out. Okay, the inner thigh muscle is the weakest muscle in the leg. Very few people get much work in the inner thigh area. So what I'm doing, I'm working directly against that muscle. Okay, so I come in, boom, I'm here, I sweep in directly out. Now from here, boom, I can bring a rising heel right in, okay, or I can apply pressure this way and then come in with something like that. Okay, so basically what we're looking at, let's take this all the way, okay? Let's say that I kick, I come in, he defends, I trap and strike, I'm in the leg check position, and I'm going to take it on through. Okay, so I'm here. Okay, now from here, boom. Okay, I can come around, heel kick to the back of the head. Okay, one more time. From outside range, kick, in, boom. See, right there, kick, boom. So you just come in with a rising heel. Okay? All right, so that's sweeping from the inside. Okay. Now, the fourth one is what I like to call stick and sweep or stick and throw. Okay, from here, I stick to this leg come around behind. Notice what happens. Notice how I cause this leg to bend sharply as I come around behind. If I apply pressure here with the elbow as I trap the arm, or if I go into the throat, he's on his way down. It's just that simple. So I'm here, boom, I've gone in here, boom. Okay, and down he goes. Now, I stick to the leg, okay? That's why I call it stick and sweep or stick and throw, okay? A little closer. Okay, I stick to the leg. I'm around, down he goes. Okay, show you these from the other side. Okay, first, we had forward pressure. Okay, from the engaged position, I hit forward pressure. Okay, then we have inward or outward pressure, whichever way you want to look at it. If I'm here, see that works nicely. Okay, break the bounce rather quickly. Okay, now I have the inner or outer sweep, whichever way you want to look at it, preferably striking backward at the same time I sweep it, and boom, see, then I can go there or there. Okay, then we have stick and sweep or stick and throw. Okay, now notice my position here. Look at this. This is another variation of the arm bar. And I go in here. Got the leg checked, arms barred out, pressure right on the throat. Okay? That's a pretty good hold right there. A lot of these positions in grappling, you just flow into naturally. It's like it's not planned. It may not even be something specific that you intended to do from this point, but it just kind of happens. See, there's another variation on the arm bar. Okay? All right, I can go from here into the reverse arm lock with a hair pull. Okay? Coming in here, boom, let's say he blocks. I go from here right into the arm bar, step through, forward pressure, down we go. Okay, let's say he's in a left lead. He throws a punch. I go boom, here, right into the lever, step through, pressure, down he goes. Okay? Let's say, again, the same thing. Bounce out, taunts out, step through, pressure here. See, that's another variation. I step through, I'm behind, that's like the step through hip throw. See how that came right into play there? Combined with an elbow to the throat, which is a devastating close range movement, often ending the fight immediately. Okay, other side. Okay, once again, let's say Cliff's in the left lead. He punches, I finger jab the eyes, I trap, I break. Look at this, still yet another variation of the arm bar. From there, hammer the groin, back fist the face, forward pressure, locking the leg, claw, neck break. Okay, another example. Okay, once again, he punches. This time I zone to the inside and finger jab. Let's say immediately he starts to punch with the other hand. Okay, I take that in. Now look where I am. See my position? Forward pressure. Hit at the same time. He's on his way down. Might as well bar him out. Okay? Another variation of the arm bar and claw here. Might as well step on that hand while I can. Okay? Now I've really got it, see? Okay. A lot of these things just kind of conveniently happen. Okay? He comes in. I bridge punch. Figure four with a step through, like in the hip throw. Elbow comes in right into the figure four. He's on his way down there, okay? So a lot of this stuff just happens. That's just the way it is, okay? Let's say he gives me a right-left combination. Right hand comes in, left hand comes in. Okay, right into the arm bar, claw, kick, takedown, boom, punch, punch. See? Okay? See how these things just kind of flow, they just kind of happen. Thank you, Phil. Okay. So a lot of our grappling, it's definitely what you would call unplanned. You don't intend to do it, it just happens. That's one of the most important things in Jeet Kune Do. You have to learn to flow. Continuous flow. Smooth, even, continuous flow. When we come back, we're going to show you a little bit of what we call counter-grappling. Up until this point, we focused on basic grappling moves, what I consider basic Jeet Kune grappling movements. You notice that we haven't spent time rolling around on the floor, taking a bath in each other's sweat or anything like that. That's because I prefer, as I told you earlier, to stay up on my feet where I can move around and I can use all of my weapons. Okay? All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about what we call counter-grappling. Okay, now, what you're about to see may not be what you were expecting, but it follows the basic principle of Jeet Kune Do, which is keep it simple, direct, effective, and non-decisive. Okay? The idea behind these counter-grappling movements or these counter-grappling theories that I'm about to show you is immediate response. Okay? Immediate response. In other words, someone shouldn't get you so tied up that you can't move so quick that you could not respond. The idea is to train yourself to react immediately upon contact or even before contact. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to show you just a few things here that I call counter-grappling techniques. This is what you do if someone were to grab you, if someone were to try to get you in a hold or something like that. Okay, Cliff's going to join me now. I'm going to show you a few things here. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is what I call Sao Grip Release. Okay, if someone starts to grab your arm to go for some kind of hold or takedown or anything like that, there's several possibilities. But what I'm going to do here is immediately upon being grabbed, okay, immediately upon being grabbed, I'm going to go with a Tan Sao and a simultaneous Chung Choi or straight punch. Okay, so immediately upon being grabbed, I Tan Sao and I straight punch. Then from there, I will punch again. Okay, so he grabs. Okay, see what I did? Immediately, I didn't wait around, I didn't try to pull away. This is the problem we run into most of the time. People spend too much time trying to pull away. Don't pull away. If anything, at this point, go into him. Okay? When he grabs me, what he doesn't realize is he has weakened his position because he has committed a limb to grabbing me. Okay? I can use this against him. Okay? I can use this against him. When he grabs, I can time. Okay, now watch this. What if he grabs and tries to punch? Look at that. Pretty nice, huh? Here, watch this. He grabs and tries to punch. Here, look at that. Okay? I immediately go into a Bong Sao. He grabs and tries to punch. Bong Sao. Now watch this. Okay? That's one of my favorite counter-grappling techniques. He grabs, tries to punch. Bong Sao. Lap Sao. Hua Choi. Let's go through that with some speed this time. Yeah. Okay. All right, I flowed through right into reverse headlock with a neck break. That's another one of those things that just kind of flows in there. You'll see a lot of things happen here that you maybe didn't see earlier in the tape. Because like I said, things just flow. Okay? We just flow. That's what we're going for. We're going for that flow. Okay, once again. He grabs, I time, and punch immediately. This is simultaneous. Now watch this. Okay? Let's say that I'm standing here. He comes up from the side and tries to grab me. Okay? I don't go or try to pull away from him. Okay? When he comes up and grabs, I let him have it. Then from there, I hit him again. Another thing I could do, he comes up and grabs, starts to hit, I lean away and kick. Okay, he comes up, grabs, starts to hit, I lean away and kick. Okay? All right? I don't have to kick that high. I can kick lower. Right into the leg. Okay? I can time into the punch as he punches. Okay? Like that. Pop and hit. Okay? So now we have time, pop, and hit. Okay, watch this. He grabs, he punches. Bong sao. Bong sao means wing arm. Lap sao, back fist. Again. He grabs, he starts to punch. Bong sao, lap sao, back fist. Okay, now, what would go good from here? What do you see immediately that I can apply? Arm bar. Okay. Figure 4 with a step through. Okay, see that flows right in there. Okay, from here, I can bar and take down, step on the head, applying pressure here on the head, go for the wrist lock. Okay, this is real pleasant. Let's enjoy every bit of this, I assure you. Okay, all right. See, these things just flow. They just kind of happen. Okay? Another way to release a grip, let's say he comes up and grabs. Let's grab with this hand this time. He comes up, grabs. I go with what we call a Huen sao, or circling wrist. He grabs Huen sao and hit. Okay, once again, I don't wait around. I don't go like this and try to get away. I don't grab his arm. Right now, both of my arms are committed. He still has a free limb that he can hit with. See, okay, coming right at me. I'm in trouble, right? Okay, so the instant he grabs, Huen sao, circling wrist, to break that grip, punch. Now look at this. Right into that convenient arm bar, hammer fist. Now look at this. This is a good one. This is a good one. Now look at this. See where he has to go? Look at that. All twisted up. Okay, see the position here? I apply pressure here and here. He has to go around, okay? And down, okay? See? Now I can go with something else. That's one of those things that just kind of happens again. Okay, he comes up and grabs. I go, let's say he starts to punch with the other hand. I raise the tan sao. Now look at this. Pop and hit, okay? He grabs, he goes to punch, tan sao, pop and hit. Okay, now watch this time. He grabs, he goes to punch, tan sao, step through, hip throw. Down he goes. Catch him there, okay? Comes up and grabs, starts to punch, tan sao, step through, hip throw. Down he goes, okay? All right, he comes up and grabs, starts to punch, tan sao, lap sao, punch. He comes up and grabs, starts to punch, lean back and kick. Another possibility. Okay, the important thing to remember here is immediately when you're grabbed, react. Don't just stand here, okay? So if I'm standing here and somebody comes up and grabs, it's important for me to react as quickly as possible. If I'm standing here like this, he comes up and grabs, starts to punch, I have to react as quickly as possible, okay? I can't just stand around. And I can't do this either. He comes up and grabs, I can't try to pull away. I don't grab his arm, okay? I do something here. I do something quick. I Huen sao and punch, break, hammer, back fist, okay? Now from here, see, I have a wrist lock waiting to happen. I step through, down he goes, okay? Take him into the arm bar with a wrist lock. Look at him, he's all twisted up, claw down, back here, okay? All right. Notice once again, these things just flow, they just kind of happen. So the idea is, immediately when somebody grabs you, hit them. Don't wait around. If they grab you and start to hit you, you have to be ready. Did you see that? Did you see what I did? He grabbed, started to punch. I parried, came right in with the hit of my own, broke the grip, and coming in here. Good time for a figure 4. See? Okay? So these things just happen. He comes up, he grabs, he starts to punch, parry, strike. Okay, grab, punch, parry, strike. Coming in here. From there, here, 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 here. See? Okay? He comes up and grabs, starts to punch, parry, strike. Okay? Trap, strike again. See some of this from the other side. He comes up and grabs, starts to punch, parry with the same hand, step through, pock and hit. He comes up and grabs, starts to punch. Bong sao, lop sao, quad choy, or back fist. Cut in right into the throat, cradle, neck break, elbow smash, knee smash, simultaneously, the elbow coming in. Once again, just flowing. He comes up, grabs, starts to punch, simultaneously. Okay? He comes up, grabs, starts to punch, parry, hit, come back down, pull out, hit again. Okay? One more time. He comes up, grabs, starts to punch, parry, hit. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's say he holds on. Okay? Parry, hit. I think he would probably let go there, but let's say he didn't. Let's say he continued to hold on. Okay? I come in here, right back up to here. He continues to hold on. I just let that become a part of my throw and bring it right up into him. If there happens to be a convenient wall there, I just slam him into the wall. Okay. He comes up, he grabs, starts to punch. Look at this. Boom. See that? Once again, he comes up, he grabs, starts to punch. Boom. Okay? He grabs, starts to punch. Bonks out. Grab. And here. And hit. Okay? Now from here, a lot of things could happen. Okay? Okay, to here, to there. Okay? See how these things just flow right on through. Thank you, Cliff. Okay. So what we've hopefully learned here today is the mechanics of several grappling movements, the practical application of these grappling movements, and simple counter-grappling based on immediate reaction, immediate counter-striking, or immediate kicking. Okay. Now, in closing, I would like to tell you a little bit about some of the things that we have available to you. As most of you probably know, I'm the Executive Director of the United States Jeet Kune Do Alliance. This organization is dedicated exclusively to the promotion, preservation, and perpetuation of Bruce Lee's original teaching, training, and fighting methods. Membership is very reasonable. If you would like to be a member, we would be happy to have you as a member. You can get more information by writing to me, Seafood Lamar Davis II, at 267 West Valley Avenue, suite number 223, Birmingham, Alabama, zip code 35209. I'll be more than happy to send you some information on our organization and an application for membership. There are several advantages to being a member. One of the advantages is a discount on instructional videos like the one that you just watched. Okay? Another advantage that you have access to members-only training camps, members-only special offers, and plus you open yourself up to a whole world of information that may have previously been unavailable to you. So if you're interested in membership, please feel free to write to me at the address that I've already mentioned. I'll be glad to send you full information about membership. There are 20 volumes in this instructional video series, Jeet Kune Do Complete. You can also write to that address for information on how to obtain more of these tapes. We have a seminar series that's available with live footage from several seminars that I've done around the country. We have another tape called Real Junfan Jeet Kune Do, which is an overview of Junfan Jeet Kune Do as it's taught and practiced by the USJKDA. And we have a tape called Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do, Essential Self-Defense. Okay, now if you're interested in any information on these tapes or future upcoming series of tapes that we have, please feel free to give me a call. And I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have or send you any information if I don't get run over by the train that is passing by behind the Kune right now. Okay, the clothing that I'm wearing, you may have noticed the Jeet Kune Do symbol, Jeet Kune Do, and the Jeet Kune Do symbol here. This clothing is available from Jeet Kune Do workout wear in New York. If you're interested in this clothing, this is the sweatshirt and the sweatpants. They also have several other items of clothing. This idea came from one of my apprentice instructors and his wife, Jonathan Parsons and Kim Parsons. If you would like to get in touch with Jonathan and Kim about ordering any of their clothing, they'll be glad to send you a brochure. And you can contact them by calling 1-800-JKD-6977. That's 1-800-JKD-6977. And they'll be glad to help you out. Okay, I've enjoyed working with you in this video. Cliff enjoyed working with you in this video. And we hope that you've gotten something out of this. We hope that we got our point across, and we hope that you'll be interested in further videos, because this is just a very small part of what we do. And there were more things that we could have covered, but we were limited by the confines of the time in this tape. So if you're interested in further tapes, seminars, membership in the organization, feel free to contact me. I'll be glad to help you out. And if you're interested in having a seminar or sponsoring a seminar for me, you can contact me, and I'll be glad to talk to you about that also. Okay, until next time, thank you for joining us. See you in the next tape.